Now, can you see the screen? Hello? Can you see the
Yes,
screen?
ma'am.
Okay.
No,
All
ma'am.
right. You cannot see? Screen is not visible? Hello? Can you see the screen or no?
Yeah, ma'am, we can see, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Right. Right. So now, yesterday we studied the algorithm of the matrix multiplication and what are the conditions that is needed for doing the matrix multiplication there. And then we wrote the program for the same thing. And I mentioned about the heart of the program. What is the heart of the program here? Right. So here I would like to show the same thing for you all. Right. So this is where exactly the stuff belongs to. Right. This is the only part that helps you people to do the matrix multiplication. Okay, I think only 5 to 6 lines of code that is helping you to do the matrix multiplication, right? And you know this is talking about the size, the outer two loops are talking about the size of the resultant matrix, and inner loop is helping us to take the or pick the data from the rows of the first matrix and the columns of the second matrix there. Right, so I mean, in the similar fashion, I can say that. So where if you look at the picking of the individual rows means all the columns of the individual rows. Okay, that's why where this particular K is varying. So this talks about the column of the row that we have picked from the first matrix, and in the second case, particular column but all the rows. Right, so rows, all the rows of the particular column of the second matrix will be chosen, and we'll be multiplying those two things, and that will be added with the previous sum that we have calculated, right? So that is yielding us what we call it as the resultant value of a resultant matrix, right? Okay, this is a simple concept that we have studied, and only 5 to 6 lines of code that helps you people to do the matrix multiplication. So any queries in this? Have any queries? People can ask. It's So other part new, if you look at the program is about 77 lines of code. Okay, in this I say you, this is first one is just checking for the condition whether you can proceed with the matrix multiplication or no. Okay, so second part is reading of the first matrix and reading of the second matrix, and then doing or carrying out the multiplication there, then printing of the all the matrices, first matrix, second matrix, and the resultant matrix. So that's why you feel it's the code is too big. Otherwise, okay, everywhere it's a replica of the same thing. So look at this. This is same as this. Only changes. Okay, so this B instead of A, I am writing it as B. So the same thing I am writing here. Instead of B, I am writing it as C. Okay, nothing more than that. Here also reading A, so is equivalent to this, right? So how this redundant work will be reduced, that will be studying in the next model. Is it okay, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so any queries related to matrix multiplication, you people can ask me. Otherwise, I'll proceed with the execution of the program. Any query related to this concept, whatever I have written here, this is equivalent to sum is equal to sum plus sum, I mean calculation there. And that is sum plus I, you can say. Where sum is initialized to 0, that's what I have done here. Okay, so now because I'm not doing it for only single value there, that's why I'm not initializing it outside the loop here. So every time, because we how many values we have, you already know. So R1 into C2 values. Okay, R1 into C2, if it is 2 and 3 here, 2 into 3 means 6 values, right? So 6 values of a resultant matrix that I need to calculate. That's why those many values I need to make it as 0. That's why I write it inside the loop. Okay, the sum is going to change every time, right? Because for the first case it is sum, I mean I'll be writing it as resultant of 0, 0, then resultant of 0, 1, 0, 2, and next and so on, right? So because how many values you have inside the matrix, so those many sums we need to calculate there. Okay, so let's look into the execution of the program now. So I'll compile this and I'm running that. Okay, so it is asking me to read the size of the matrix there. So read me the size of the matrix. Make it fast.
2 by 2.
2 by 2. Size of the second matrix. Can I take it as 2 into 3?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, first matrix, how many elements you have to read for the first matrix?
4 elements.
1, 2, 3, 5. Okay. Second matrix, how many values you have to read?
6.
6. 1. Okay, I'll take very simple values because calculations will be very hard for me, right? 3 and 1. Okay. So is it the first matrix is 1, 2, 3, 5? This is my first matrix. This is my second matrix. 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1. This is the second matrix. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now do the calculation and try to answer me the things now. So first row and the first column. 1 into 1 is how much?
1.
1. 2 into 2 is?
4.
4 plus 1 is?
5. Ma'am.
Right? Okay, so am I getting it as 5? Is it okay now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, right. So similarly, 1, 2 with 1, 2 with 2, 2. Correct, no? 1, 2 with 2, 2. Right? So 1, 2 is 2, 2, 2 is 4, 2, 2s are 4. So 4 plus 2 is 6. So I'm getting it as 6. Is it okay? Second value is 6. So third one is 1, 2, then 1, 1. 1, 2 into, that is 1 into 1 plus 2 into 1. How much is that?
1 plus 2.
Right, so that is 3. So I got this as 3. So similarly, go ahead with the next one. 3, 5, multiply
3 plus 10.
2. Right, 5 into 2. So how much is that? 10 plus 3 is how much?
13.
Very good. Right, so this is 13 now. So 3 into 2,
6.
5 into 2,
10.
10 plus 6 is?
10.
So are you getting it as 16? This is also fine. Then 3 into 1 plus 5 into 1. How much is that?
3 plus 5, 8, ma'am.
8. So I got this as 8. So this is also fine. Is it okay now?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this okay, students? Is it okay, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Right. So now I'll take one more example. So where the multiplication is not possible. Right. I'll write this as 3 into 2. Can you go ahead with the multiplication now? Okay. Go ahead with. Correct now? So I could have taken it different value. Okay. Let me take different value. So I'll write it as 2 and 3, then 2 and 3. Can you go ahead with multiplication now? Can you go ahead with multiplication, students? No, right? So it is showing me matrix multiplication is not possible and I'm coming out of the program then. Is it okay?
Yes,
Is this
ma'am.
okay, students? All right. Oh. So this is all of the matrix. I think this is, I don't remember the number of the program. Okay, so this is one of the lab programs that you have to carry out in the laboratory also. So please take care of that. Okay, because part B is always having the more weightage there, right? Compared to part A. Okay, part B has got, I think, 70% weightage. Part A only 30% weightage there. People can check it out. I already mentioned about that. Okay, so this is all about 2D array. Now we'll make a move towards what we call it as. Okay, can you see the screen?
Yes.
Yeah, ma'am. We can see, ma'am.
Okay. So strings. What is the meaning of string? String is set of characters.
Set of characters.
Characters, right? If I am reading a single character, then I'll be using What is the format specifier that I'm going to use for reading a single character?
C.
Percentage C, right? So if I am interested to read a string there, what is the format specifier?
S.
Percentage yes. Okay, right. So now this is for reading an individual character and this is reading a string there. So individual character means only one character that I'm going to read in this case. But if you go ahead with the string here, I'll be reading set of characters. So whenever I say set of, please remember I'll not be reading, okay, it's a single character there, but I'll be reading, okay, multiple characters, something like GULL there. If I read something like that, how it is dumped inside the memory. So if you read it as using a percentage yes, please remember character that is okay. So \0 tells us the end of the string, and it is not done by me. It is automatically done by the compiler there. What
Ma'am, please repeat the
compiler
statement.
does whenever you are reading. Okay, I'm repeating the statement. Whenever you read a set of characters, okay, using the percentage yes, okay, if you are reading set of characters, I'm saying set of characters, not a single character, set of characters using percentage yes there, right? So in that case, it is going to dump those things inside the memory, but whenever it is dumping at the end of this particular set of characters, it's going to dump \0. Okay, is it okay? Null character, we call it as a null character. It's going to automatically by the compiler. Is it okay? If you write or if you enter any values using percentage yes, automatically the last character that is dumped inside the memory is \0. Is it okay, students? It is not true for the reading a single character. It is not dumping \0 after reading a single character there. Okay, this is not true for this. Only for the strings. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Okay. And whenever you talk about string there, please remember, because you are talking about set of characters. Okay. So if I say SGBIT, okay, set of characters, right? So here I can play with individual character also in case of strings. I can play with the whole set of characters also. I'll repeat my statement. Okay. So whenever you go ahead with, okay, set of characters, that is strings, you people can play with the individual characters of a string, and you people can play with the whole string also. Single character, you can play with yes, you can take the G, you can talk about B, you can talk about I and T there. So which is part of the, or which are the characters found inside the SGBIT string there. Okay. But if you want to play with whole SGBIT, people can play with whole SGBIT string there. So both are possible in case of the string there. But if you go ahead with the same thing in case of the set of character, I mean set of integers or the set of floating point values there, you people cannot play with a set of values there. But you have to play with only the individual values, maybe integers or the floating point value. But if you go ahead with the set of characters there, as a string there, you people can either play with the single characters or you people can play with the whole set of characters. Hello, please mute your, hello. Hello. Is it okay, students? Is it okay, students? Hello. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello. Okay. Now this, let's make a move towards the strings now. So again you have people can go ahead with the one-dimensional strings or two-dimensional. Are you interested to write the set of names or a single name there, right? So first we'll talk about the one-dimensional strings there, then we'll proceed with the two-dimensional strings there. So string is an array of characters terminated by null character, that is \0. Remember, it's very important fact that I'm talking about the strings, because whenever you play with the strings, so this is the thing that is helping you to do a variety of things. Okay, please remember that. So in this case, I have taken it as some 10 here. If I simply write hello, how it is dumped inside the memory, I've just written like this. This is an initialization that I've done here, right? Then if you look at this, how it is stored inside the memory, this is stored HELLO, then it is ended with the \0. Even though I have not placed \0 here, it is done automatically by the compiler itself. Is it okay? Is it okay, students? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
So there are totally 10 characters, right? So it starts from 0, ends at 9. So these many, look, it is very much similar to that of, 1D array. We have already studied. With an extension of that, I am talking about the 1D array with the characters, right? So set of characters is extension of 1D array, right? So here it is 1D array with characters. We are playing with only the characters. Okay, that's why I have not mentioned about the declaration and all those things, because it's same as only, 1D array, only changes here you have to mention it as character. There people mentioned it as int, float there, data type there. Here it is purely the character, because you are playing with set of characters. Right? So it's character only. Nothing more than that. Only characters. 1D array. This is 1D array. This is only characters. So I've taken something like hello. So it is how many memory locations are reserved for this? A of 10 means how many memory locations?
10.
Right. So starting from A of 0, 0, 1, 2 up to 9 here. Then I told it to place hello inside that. It is placing hello inside that. But I'm not told it to place \0, but it is automatically terminated by the null character. Okay, so it is done by the compiler. So any doubt regarding the representation strings over here? Hello? Any doubt regarding this?
No, ma'am.
Any doubt? Okay. Next, how do I declare? Right. So now if I go ahead with this, this is character. This is very important because this is string. This is, I cannot change I cannot take data type other than this character. Only character. Okay, for the strings. So name of the string, you give any name. So that's okay with us. Size, you have to mention how much size you want. Okay, so this talks about the number of characters inside that particular string. This talks about, okay, the number of characters or number of, memory location reserved for this particular string there. You may use all the locations, you may not use all the memory location. It is up to you people, but it is going to reserve those many number of bytes there. Okay, if I look into this, yes of 5 there, so 5 locations are reserved in that. If I write inside this something like NUL there, okay, so it is going to store NUL there, so ends with the \0, right? And so nothing is stored inside this, no issue, right? But it is reserving these many number of memory locations. Okay, so what is a character that you are interested to place, or set of character that you are interested to place? So if people can read that, it is going to and fill that inside that particular reserved memory locations there. Is it okay? And it is always ending with the \0. And whenever you reserve this or whenever you mention the size of this, please take care that, so you should write one extra memory location there, because it is going to write the null character as the last character of your string there. I am not dumping that, it is dumped by the compiler there. So that's why whenever you take care of the writing the size there, so you take care of adding one extra size, size, whatever value you are going to give for the size, you just increase it by 1. If I am entering 5 character there, I know I have some 5 character data with me. Okay, if I take in that case, if you dump directly like this, if you have written it as A of 5 there, then it is not possible for me to dump that into this. Is it okay? I cannot dump this
Yes,
hello
ma'am.
inside A of 5. Why? A of 0, A of 1. How many
One
memory
more space
locations are
is
reserved for this? One more space is required. For what?
Dimension.
null character.
For null character, correct now? So that's why I have to write this as A of 6. Is it okay now? So this you have to take care. So whenever you give the size, you include the null character also and give the size. If you forget to do that, so sometimes data will not be taken properly by the compiler there. Okay, it won't throw any errors to you all. You have to be very careful whenever you read the data. Okay, in the strings, because I already mentioned about scanf. Scanf never throws any errors to you. Okay, you have to be very careful whenever you use the scanf statement there. So any doubt regarding this? So this is how we declare the string. String is always declared with a data type character there. You give any name and size. Whenever I give the size, so I have to take care of the null character also. Right, so memory location of this particular example that I have quoted is like this. So it's going to create 5 memory locations starting from A of 0 there. We end with yes less than this. Is it okay? So any doubt regarding this, students? Hello? Have any doubts you people can ask me?
No, ma'am.
Okay, this is one example that I can quote here. String, okay, so that is character A of 10. I have written it as hello. 9 characters, 10 characters are reserved here. Sorry, 10 memory locations are reserved here. So hello I am placing inside this, and last is automatically dumped by the compiler. That is null character is dumped by the compiler. Okay, so this is about the introduction part of the one-dimensional strings. Next, initialization. So if you proceed with the initialization here, again compile time initialization and a runtime initialization. Okay, and how can I initialize the string? Okay, character string of 4 I have written here. So how many characters I can enter at the, if I declare it as S of 4, how many characters I can enter at the max? Hello?
3.
3, not more than that. Because I need the
One
last
is
memory
reserved.
location to store the null character there. Okay, so if I look into, this is one way of initializing this. So this is another way. So I don't want to write it as individual character. I want, because I already mentioned. So it's a string, it's a beauty of the string. So that is helping you people to play with the individual characters also. So the whole string also. So you can enter like this also. You people can enter as a whole string also. Right, so with you in double quotes. Okay, so if you are entering the all the characters simultaneously, then it must be written inside the double quotes. If you are writing or reading the individual character, it must be written inside the single quotes. Okay, single quotes corresponds to character there, double quotes corresponds to multiple characters, that is set of characters there. Is it okay? You have to be very careful while using the double quotes and a single quotes there. Single quotes character, double quotes string. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then how many memory locations are reserved for this? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. and last I'll be placing the, our compiler is going to place \0 there, right? So now other three are, okay, helping you people to place the data that you have given there. Okay, V, T and U there. So this is how you people can do the initialization during the compile time there. Then runtime. Runtime means runtime means
Input text
During the
from the
execution of the
correct, right?
program.
During the execution of the program, you are supposed to read the data now, right? So in that case, I'll be using the percentages format specifier to read the set of characters, that is string. Okay, and I'm not using any ampersand for this. Okay, why I'm not using? Because if you look at this, I'm reading a set of characters. Okay, so set of characters will be dumped into a memory location. If I write here something like, okay, let me take it as Belagavi. If I write it as Belagavi, then I'm not writing the address for this as I already mentioned, because this name itself is acting as a pointer for this. If you look at this string name 30, so how many memory locations are reserved for this? Any one of you?
9.
Look at this string name 30. How many memory locations are reserved?
30.
30,
30, ma'am.
correct?
30.
Right? Okay, string name starting from 0, 1 and so on up to, that's last value is
29.
29, right? Okay. Now, am I saying that, okay, first B should be placed inside the string name of 0 and E should be placed inside string name of 1. Okay, then L should be placed inside the string name of 2, something like that here?
No, ma'am.
No. Okay, directly I mean placing this, I'm just reading this so that it can be placed inside this memory location. Correct? I'm not writing anything inside the square brace in front of this particular string name. Am I writing something like that?
Ma'am.
No. So that's why, so I say that this is acting as a pointer here. Pointer means it always points to the starting location of this particular string memory location that is generated here. It is pointing to the first location. Whenever you dump this particular the set of character there, it is the duty of the compiler, it automatically increments the pointer value and it will go on placing the data. I'm not doing, I'm just saying this is the starting address of the this particular memory, that is string name or a variable there. So it is your duty to place this whole Belagavi inside that particular memory location. And it just checks for how many locations are reserved for that. According to that, it is going to place this data and that is going, and afterwards it's going to end that with the \0 there. I hope I'm making it clear. I'm just telling the starting address. Okay. So if I say, so if I take simple example here, okay, this is a colony. Let's assume it's a colony. So this is a first house number. This is a second house number. This is third house number. This is fourth house number. So I say, okay, this is the house number of a particular person. Okay, so person 1. So I just give the person 1 there. So then I'll say that you go to the person. So let me assume that person 2 is staying at house number 2, person 3 is staying at house number 3, and person 4 is staying at house number 4, and so on here. So if I say that, I'll just give a reference of person 1 and I say that you go to person 3's house. Is it possible for you people to go to person 3's house?
No, ma'am.
I'll repeat my statement. I give the reference of person 1. Okay, and I've already suggested all the things like this. Okay, so this is house number 1. Okay, in house number 1, person 1 is staying, and house number 2, person 2 is staying, house number 3, person 3 is staying, house number 4, person 4 is staying, house number 5, person 5 is staying, and so on. If I give the reference of person 1, and if I tell you people, go to person, go and meet a person 3. Is it possible for you people to meet person 3?
No, ma'am.
Why you are saying no?
Person 1 lives in house 1.
House 1. I've given the reference of that particular person. Okay.
Yes,
Person
ma'am, it
one,
is possible.
possible, right? So if I say, okay, you people, you already, how do you find the particular, particular house? You say that, okay, you go to this particular colony. From this colony, you have to, go ahead with the house number 30. So this house number 30 is with reference to house number 1, no? How do you say this is house number? Correct, no? So if you know about this, then it is possible for you people to reach 30th house. How do you find the particular house number? How do you search? If it is a colony here, okay, if I say you go to the first row and there are the numbers starting from 11 to 20. Okay, so this 11 is already known to you people. The first house is already known to you people. With this reference, are you not able to go to any houses that are lying in that particular range there, 11 to 20?
We can.
Yes, ma'am.
You can, no? Right? So that's what I'm saying here. Here I'm giving the first reference here. With that reference, it's the duty of the compiler which is going to place all other data in the memory location. So I'm giving only the first reference. Only this reference is given to you people. With this reference, we are able to make a move inside this particular memory locations. That's what we call it as, okay, the pointers. Is it okay? This is a reference. Pointer is nothing but a reference. I am giving only the starting address as a reference. Okay, other addresses will be calculated with reference to the first address. Agreed?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
That's why we don't mention the address here. Okay, because this itself is acting as a pointer. Itself is an address there. There is no need to write an address for address here. Okay, this is already talking about address. It's an address here, reference. I'm not saying, okay, this is memory, yes, that's a string name of 0 there. I'm not writing like that. Okay, string name of 1 there. Okay, because it is a reference there. It is the starting address. That's the starting pointer there. It's an address itself. So there is no need of writing an address for this. I hope I'm making it clear. If instead of this, if I write this as string name of something like 3 there, then I have to write an ampersand for this. But I'm not writing this. Am I writing anything like inside the square braces in front of this?
No, ma'am.
No. So that's why this itself is acting as a reference or the pointer there. So pointer always holds the address. So there is no need of writing an ampersand before the address. Okay, because there is no point in writing an address for address there. Okay, address for address is pointer to pointer there. So that's why we never write any ampersand before whenever you go ahead with the writing the reading the percentage yes there. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Any queries you people can ask me. So I'll go in depth of these pointers in the 5th chapter, but this base is required for to talk about the string there. So that's what I've given, a glimpse of that pointers. So we never use ampersand before the string. Okay, this is true for if I'm reading a characters. Okay, if I write it as character of something like ch there, if I'm reading this using a scanf there, scanf percentage C. So what should I do now? Shall I write simply ch?
Ampersand.
Ampersand after and ampersand. Why I need to write ampersand before this?
It's not a string.
Pass address.
Yeah, this is not the pointer here. This is not a reference here. This is a variable name. So that's why I need to give an address for this. But if you go ahead with the character of something like 10 here, if I'm interested to read a set of characters, in this case, then I'll be simply writing it as not an ampersand before this, yes. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
This enter reference. That's why I want to write ampersand before this. I cannot write. It's not possible for me to write an address for an address there. Okay, that is a different issue. That is a different case. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, students. Okay, so this is initialization. Okay, so let's go ahead with the next bit. Reading a string using a scanf statement, right? How do I read? So stdio.h as usual. So this is how people to read. Enter the name. This is just for our sake. Okay, then scanf percentage yes name. Okay, whatever variable I have taken, I have written here. No ampersand before this. Right? Okay, so one more thing. So you people can play with getters or scanf here. Getters means what? What do you mean by get
String input.
your input statement? String input. To read a string using getters, is it possible for me to read a string using getters? Is it possible for me to read a string using getters?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes or no? Yes, right? Then why we are using scanf then? When we have this facility, why we are going ahead with scanf there? What is the difference between scanf and a printf statement? Sorry, getters statement.
Getters gives us the precise characters, how much to enter or not.
Right now, I mean, precise in the sense, I mean, instead of saying like that,
Number of
so
characters.
please remember, right? So now, whenever you enter any white space, okay, so that itself is treated as the end of that particular string there. If I write here, SGBIT, okay, then Belagavi here, right? So in this case, only it is going to pick SGBIT. Okay, even though still there is something that is written after this, after a space, it is not accepted by this scanf there. So this space is acting as a terminator in case of the scanf. But it is not true in case of the getters. Getters is going to take, okay, till the end of the line. Till you enter a new line, okay, character. So till that time it is go on accepting the data there. That is the only difference. Here you people can read the statement. Here you people can read only the words of the statement. I hope I am making it clear to everybody. Now you don't
Yes,
feel any importance of this right now, but once you enter into our branch, so that time you maximum time you people will be playing with the strings, so that time you need these things. Okay, get us a set of words. Okay, so you may read a line of a line of strings, what we call it lines of what we call it a set of words. But if you want to read only one word, then go ahead with scanf statement. So that's what I mentioned here, right? So scanf function stops reading at the first white space. Okay, that is end of the one word. So it accepts only word, scanf. Clear, students? This you have to remember. This is very important fact that I am talking to you all. Is it okay, students? Because
Yes,
sometimes
ma'am.
you people will be asked, okay, you will be given with a paragraph, find a particular word, how many times that particular word is found in that particular set of character, I mean set of words there, or a paragraph there. Okay, I hope I am making it clear. Okay, so you are given with some statement there. Okay, so statement may consist of several words. So I'll give one word. I'll say find that word, how many times that word is found inside the given paragraph. Okay, so individual word will be read by scanf statement there. So multiple statements are multiple words are read by the get statement there. Is it okay? Both the things you have to use, but how to use that you have to think, that you have to remember. I hope I'm making it clear. And next, I mean, in the third semester, you have a data structure. In that, you have one lab program. Whatever thing that just now I have mentioned, the same program will be doing, but using the pointer concept. Is it okay? So it's a
yes.
glimpse, it's a base for that, right? Okay, so now go ahead with this now. Reading a string using a getters. Okay, the function is line oriented. It is clearly mentioned, I have mentioned here. Okay, line oriented input function and can be used to process the entire line. Okay, how many words until you press a new line character, it goes on accepting your data. Right, you go on typing the data there. So how many words you want to write 5 words, 10 words in a paragraph, you go on writing until you press an entry key there. right? So new line character is, you have to press an entry key. So enter, once you press an entry key, so it is terminating, accepting, it is winding up the, taking up the data from the keyboard there. So that is the beauty of the scanf statement. Is it okay?
Yes,
Say
ma'am.
something, right? So now there are, you already know about this. Yes is equal to get s of str, or you people can either write like this. Okay. So please remember one more thing. So read entire line including the white spaces. It goes, you go on writing. Okay. So if I write here, okay, let me write SGBIT. Okay, let me give space here. Then Belagavi. Then I'll write Karnataka, then I'll write India, okay, then I'll write Asia, something like it will go on accepting that till you press an enter key there. Okay, but if you go ahead with scanf statement, it takes only the first word and it leaves it off. Even though you go on entering this will not be accepted by your scanf statement there. But you have to be very careful the size of this. Okay, so how many, even though I type like this, if the size is not good enough to hold your data, so it won't be, whatever data you have entered, it is not accepted by your string there. Okay, if you write str of 200 there, then if you write something like this, that time it is accepted by this str. But if you write only str of 10 there, okay, then if you go on typing like this and if you press enter key, only first 10 characters will be taken about, out of this whole set of words there. Is it okay? That you have to remember, that you have to take care. Clear, students? Say something. I need your answers. Any doubts, please don't hesitate to ask the questions. Okay. So this is how you people can read a string using a getters and a scanf. Next, right? So using a printf statement. Printf statement, it is helping me to print only single word there, correct? Is it okay? Similar to
Yes, ma'am.
scanf, it is printf is used. So it is going to print, okay, so it is once it comes across this /0 there, it is going to end there, right? So it is going to print single character there. So if I write something like Andy here and the name, if I have taken here, then what it is going to print? It is going to print only this, because after this it is ending with a null character there, right? Is it okay? It's going to read only or print only one word there. Okay, not more than that, and it is used along with the scanf statement, scanf and printf. So scanf is helping me to read one word and printf is helping me to print only one word. Okay, but if I want to print multiple words, then go ahead with the puts. Puts is helping you to print the entire line there. So how many words you have entered using a getter statement there? So those many words you people can print using the puts statement. Is it okay? Is it okay? You people have already studied these things. Any doubt in this set of words you are printing here? Only one word you are printing. So any doubt you people can ask me. The syntax for this is put as, okay, sorry. Syntax for this is put as string. Okay, for this it is printf %s string str. So any doubt? Hello? Any doubt, students? If you don't give the response again, it's very troubling. It's very problem for me.
No, ma'am.
Okay, so let's proceed with simple example. Okay, so what you are interested to count the number of characters in a string. Okay, so I'll say it's a string length. How do I do that? I already said if you are reading a set of character there, alright, so you people can play with the individual character also and whole string also. So we'll try to play with the individual characters of this particular string that we have read there, and we'll try to find out the length of that. Okay. Then how do I, if I say here, if it is yes, GBIT, how many characters are there inside this? What is the length of this?
5.
5. Correct? Correct, na?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. Then how do I say it is 5 characters? How do I do that?
String length function.
String length function, I have not told anything related to that right now. Nothing is mentioned to you all. Then how do you find the length of the string here? I already mentioned the beauty of this particular string is it always ends with a \0. Now what I will be doing, I'll be picking the individual characters of this. I'll just check it out whether it is \0 or what. If it is \0, I'll end my count there. First I'll pick this data, I'll just check this whether it is \0. If it is not \0, you increase the count value. Count is initialized to initially 0, then you increment this count. Okay, it is incremented. Then I'll pick the G there. Again, I'll check this with \0. It is not equal to the \0, then increment the count. So initially count was 0, then it became 1. Now it is becoming 2 now. Then again, I am picking B there. B is compared with \0 there. It is not equal to \0, increment the count there. Then I'll be picking I there. Then I is not equal to \0. Then again, I'll be incrementing the count value. Then finally, I'll be picking T there. T is not equal to \0. Then I have to increment this. Then finally, I'll be picking because the last character of the string is \0. I'll be picking that. Is it equal to this? Okay, it is. So I'm coming out of the, this is equal to this. I have to count of the count value. Count value is 5. Is it the length of the string that you have read there? Is it the length of the string that you have read there? Hello? Hello? Hello students, this is
Yes,
one
ma'am.
again part of your lab program. Okay, so you have to be very careful. Okay, whatever thing I am telling to you all, it is also part of your, okay, maybe required for the upcoming semester or maybe part of your lab work. Take example and I'll show you. Okay, I'll take only 3 digits. Okay, S, G, B. Okay, so now let me take. So this is 0 here. So SG of 0 is what?
Yes. Yes.
Right, this is yes.
Yeah.
Yes is not equal to \0. Then in that case, what I am supposed to do? Shall I come out of the loop?
I plus.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, I have to do incrementation. Again, I'll go ahead with this one. So STR of 1 is what?
G.
G. Okay, so G is not equal to \0. What should I do?
Increment.
Increment, right? So this is 2 now. So STR of 2 is what?
B.
B.
B, right? So B is not equal to \0, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Ma'am.
What should I do?
Increment.
Increment I. Okay, now this is 3. STR of 3 is what?
Null.
Null.
Null character. Is null is not equal to null?
Not
No, ma'am.
It's not true, correct now?
Yes.
Yes,
Ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, I should come out of the loop. Okay, only one statement. I don't have any statement other than this for loop. So I'm just coming here. I'm making length is equal to I. What is the value of I now?
3.
3. So length is equal to 3. I'm printing the same thing. What is string? That is given string is SGB.
SG.
Right, so length is
3.
3.
3.
So what is the size of this?
3.
Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, so only one line of code. So this is telling you how to find the length of the string. Is it okay, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, only one line. So you have to put a semicolon. Right, so if you put a semicolon, automatically it will be in the same for loop, okay, until this particular condition becomes false there. Once the condition becomes false there, I'm just picking whatever may be the last value of the I, and I'm trying to display the same thing as a length of the string there. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So next, you have something called as
Ma'am?
character handling. Yeah.
Usually, we cannot use semicolon in front of for loop.
Huh. Here I don't have any statements to be executed other than this. I think I have shown the same thing when we went for the finding the what we call it as square root of a number. Correct, no? Square root of a number, we went for that. There also I wrote only one for loop statement. Once I come out of that, I said, so this is the value of n, you are going to get something like that. I don't completely remember, but that's what I've used there. Okay, this will be executed how many times? This until this condition is false there. Is it
Yes, ma'am.
okay? Right? Okay. So character handling library functions. There are many library functions that will help you people to play with the characters. Right? So string is containing set of characters there. We are trying to play with the individual characters. Right? There are many library functions, built-in functions related to characters available in C language. We are dealing with the same thing here. Okay. So to play with that, please remember you have to use the C type. So this is a header file that you are supposed to include if you are using a character handling library function. I'll repeat my statement. If you are playing with the character handling library functions, please remember you have to use the C type there. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So which are the character handling library functions that are available in CR? Is digit, is alpha, is numeric, is lower, is upper. CH is equal to character to lower, character to, that is character to upper. Okay, so what is the meaning of this? Is digit means, okay, whatever character you are entered here, so it is checking whether it is digit or no. So if I enter this A as character here, if I check, if I write is digit inside this I mean A, okay, what it is going to return me? Is it true?
False.
False, ma'am.
False. It is
False.
going to return me 0. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Why it is 0? Because this is a character. This it is alphabet. It is not a
Cat. Cat.
Digit.
digit there. Okay. So now that's why it is mentioning here. So this is going to return me either 0 or 1. If it is true, it is returning me 1. If it is false, it is returning me 1. So this is going to return integer. What it is taking as an input? It is taking character as an input. Is it okay, students? These are the library functions. What it is taking? It is taking a character as an input and it is checking for that particular condition, and depending on this particular thing, it is returning either 0 or 1. So that is, it is returning an integer value. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
The same thing is true for the other cases also. Here it is checking is alpha, whether the character entered is alphabet or what. So if I write here inside this, if I write B inside the double single quotes, okay, because character must be written inside the single quotes. If I write like this, what is your expectation out of this is alpha? So this is asking me is alpha. Is it alphabet or what?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it alphabet?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, it is going to return me what?
1.
1.
1. Very good. If I instead of this, if I write it as 2,
0.
0. It is returning me 0. It's a false. So next one is alpha, I mean numeric. Okay, so it is going to check whether the entered character is, alphabet or a numerical. If I write this as 1 here, what is your expectation? Is it numeric or
1.
alphabet? 1? Is it okay?
Yes.
If I enter this as
Yes.
A in single quotes,
1.
1 only,
1.
right?
1.
So instead of this, if I write this as hash,
0.
0. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So here, so this is how it is playing with the alphanumeric. Okay. So it checks whether the entered character is digit or a alphabet there. So E is lower. So if I enter A here, is it true or false?
1.
1. Okay.
True.
Why it is returning me 1?
Lowercase.
Lowercase. Instead of this, if I write this as capital B,
0.
0. Why it is returning me 0?
Uppercase.
It is uppercase.
Because it is in a uppercase. Okay. Okay. So look at this. So it is if is upper. If I enter here, it has B, small b. In that case, it is going to return me
0.
0. Why 0?
It is low.
Because it is in a
Lowercase.
lower case. If I write this is in a uppercase,
1.
1. Very good. Right? Okay. Now you wanted to change the case. Right? So whatever character I have entered, I wanted to change its case. Right? Okay. So it's going to change its case. So to upper, if I have entered it a lowercase data there, it is going to change its character. I mean, its case to uppercase. To upper. Sorry. If it is uppercase, it is going to convert that into lowercase. If it is okay, the lowercase letter, that is changed to uppercase. If it is already in the lower case, still you are trying to change its case, it is remaining its case to a lower case itself. If I write here to upper, if I write okay capital A, so what is your expectation? To upper capital A,
E.
A itself, capital A itself. To lower, okay, if I write inside the braces small b, what is your expectation?
Small b.
Small b itself. If it is capital B, in that case, output is
Small b.
small b. If it is something like D here, small d,
Itself.
Capital.
pardon?
Remains itself.
Capital D.
It is to upper, small d I have entered. What is your expectation?
Capital D.
Capital.
L.
Is it okay? Is this okay? So these are the some of the functions that you people can take care whenever you go ahead with the programming. So people can use these things. Okay. Is it okay? Is it okay, students?
Yes.
Okay. So now this
Yes.
is one simple example I'll show and I'll wind up. Right. So now I already mentioned you have to use the C type for this if you are using the case. Now here it is programmed to convert the lowercase character to uppercase and vice versa. Okay, so I've entered a character here. I'm playing with only the character, not the string in this case right now. Because these are the character handling library function, not with the string handling library functions. Afterwards, we'll be playing with the string handling also. Right now, we'll be playing with the character handling. So take this. So this is enter the character. I've entered some character here. So you enter any character there. You say me, I'll write that.
C.
C. Small c, capital C, you have to mention that.
Lower
Small
case.
c.
Okay, so lower c. Right. Okay. Next, if is lower ch, is it lower c? I mean c?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. True.
Yes.
Yes. Right. If it is lower c, then I'll be changing its case to upper. So it is changing its case to. If you look at ch, ch is going to hold the capital C now. Okay. If you enter capital C there, it will check for this. Is lower ch, capital C. Is it true?
No, ma'am.
Is
False.
lower capital C. Is it true?
False.
False. Where should I go now? Where
Else
should I
part.
go if it is false? Else part. In else part, what it is telling me? It is capital C. So two lower capital C.
Lower C.
Okay, so it's going to give me the lower C there. Is it okay? So CH will have lower C there. Okay, this is how you people can play with the what we call it as character handling functions. So I think I have not given the example there. Okay, no issue. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Okay, so this is something related to character handling and the introduction to 1-dimensional strings there. Right. So in the next class, we'll be talking about the strings manipulating library functions available in C language. So any doubts you people can ask me before I close today's session.